owners of Urban Ag, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about our beverage program, our Prosecco program in particular, and if anyone out there has some wine questions, feel free to throw those out as well. I'd be happy to answer any of those while we can. Again, Chef Justin, thank you so much for putting these kits together. Again, the mastermind behind this presentation, so I'll let him tell you a little bit about himself.
Thank you so much, Brendan. Super excited to be here. Hey, everybody! Y'all ready to make some Hollandaise, some Tuscan, some prosciutto melon salad? We're going to be doing our favorite loaded hash. I'm super excited. A few of you know me with the Urban Egg Restaurants. My name is Justin Castergan. I'm the executive chef. I'm so happy to be here with y'all. I know you can't dine in our restaurants right now, but you brought us into your homes. That's so lovely. We're so welcome. So a little bit about me. You know, came from Lubbock, Texas, grew up there, got a niche for culinary, got into Texas Tech Stadium, started my culinary adventure there. And as soon as I put on that first chef coat, it was done. I knew it. I just knew it. So then moved here, joined on with the Rocky Mountain Restaurant Group team, was super excited about that, going on 8 years. So happy, so happy.
Incredible.
Went to a Escoffier culinary program. That brought me over to Nice, France for a little bit to finish my culinary career. Got to work in Michelin star kitchens, learn about the region, go to goat cheese farms, wineries. It was super nice, super exciting.
So did you graduate like bottom of your class, middle of your class? Where'd you finish?
May have graduated with honors. May have graduated with honors from there. So
and that's what got him on the trip to France. So he was working throughout the whole time, busting his hump, and then he was able to graduate top of the class too. So again, he's a very incredible person. We're really excited to work with him today and show you some of the tricks of the trade. I think it's going to be really exciting.
Exactly. So we can't wait to get started. Just a little reminder, make sure your clarified butter is nice and melted, and you got your pot of water at a kind of little simmer, definitely not a boil. So why don't we talk a little bit about Prosecco?
All right, sweet. Okay, we're all ready. We're in our kitchens. Let's close our eyes a little bit. I haven't been on a plane in forever. Never been in first class, so I'm going to sit. Oh, we got a nice room here. All right. We're in Friuli, Verona.
Whoa.
We're in Italy. Welcome. We're so excited to have you. And our delicious Prosecco. So La Bella Prosecco is the Prosecco that we use at all of our Urban Eggs. It's coming from Friuli, which is northeastern Italy. What's unique about this Prosecco is it's actually like a co-op. So there's 35, 36 families that actually run the winery, which is really awesome. It's 100% Glera grape. Glera is great for Prosecco because it's got really nice flavor, super high acidity. So it's great for a sparkling wine. Again, we take a lot of pride in our Prosecco program. My wife and I actually got to go to Verona in northern Italy, Valdo Piadene. That was hard to say. But really excited that we got to see some of the vineyards, walk the hills. Some of these vineyards are so steep, you actually have to pick the grapes by hand.
Really?
No, it's pretty crazy. So again, a lot of effort goes into this bottle of Prosecco. And with all of our ingredients, top notch. We're not going to cut any corners with our beverages, our Prosecco program. So on your bottle, you should have a little foil. You take that foil off. We're going to find our cage. Usually takes about 6 turns on the cage. We'll get that cage off and locked and loaded. Keep your finger on top of the bottle. One of my bartenders, Aaron, had a tough experience with a live bottle of sparkling. That sounded good. I hope you can hear that on the mic.
That's nice.
As any good sous chef knows, very important to get the head chef their drink first. One of my favorite things about our bottle service program at Urban Egg is the ability to take care of you and yours. We enjoy the sparkling wine champagne flutes because it just kind of feels fancy and you're worth it and you're special. So it's a really special occasion. We love servicing you. We love taking care of you. If you have like a white wine glass, an aromatic white wine glass works great. As we all know, 2021, to go mimosas, to go sis, to go yeah. You know what I mean? So again, who knew Prosecco could taste so good in this? But again, we got Chef Justin's Prosecco poured. We like to go half to 3/4 way. We're not trying to crush the bottle. We're trying to enjoy ourselves. Chef,
well,
salute.
you, sir.
My mother loves our Prosecco so much, she doesn't need any OJ. Again, it's personal preference. Some people like a little. Some people like a lot. It's whatever you like. Same with the eggs that you'll see later. But so excited to host you all. Salud. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Going. And all right. Thank you, Chef. Let's do this.
Absolutely. So we're gonna start off with our egg yolks. We're gonna start off with a little bit of our hot sauce, our salt, and our clarified butter. Those are the 4 things in your kit that you're gonna need right now. We have our water at a simmer. We're gonna go ahead and take that lid off carefully right there. All right, so we have our bowl and our whisk right here. So what we're gonna do is pour in our yolks. And again, y'all have recipes for 4. Me and Brendan and I just have a little bit just for the 2 of us, real quick. Sorry, everyone else. Set that to the side. All right, so we have our raw egg yolks straight into the bowl. So, few little notes. We're not gonna be looking for scrambled eggs here. We're gonna be tempering. We're gonna be pulling on and off the heat. We want a really nice custard consistency with our yolks before we add any other ingredients. If we were to add our hot sauce or our salt right now, we would be cooking the eggs with that acid and the salt. We don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
Clumpy texture. We definitely don't want that.
So delicate process, everybody.
Delicate process. So we're gonna have our kitchen towel because your bowl is definitely gonna get hot. So what we're gonna do is just set it gently on there, and then we're gonna start whisking. Just a little heads up. This is an arm workout. We're gonna be whisking a lot.
Chef Justin whisked a lot of this like for weeks at a time before he gets any new forearm tattoo.
Anytime. So we're gonna constantly be whisking. You don't have to be too aggressive. We're gonna be hitting the sides of the bowl. And then as soon as you start to see the sides get a little, acting like the eggs cook, we're gonna pull it off the heat. And we're gonna keep whisking. Gonna keep whisking. Like I said, back on the heat. We're gonna do this a few times.
So people are still kind of adding it to their bowl is what I've heard through the grapevine.
Yes.
So again, we're gonna add that, put it over your steam water, continue to look for the sides. Hit them one more time, Chef.
Correct. So again, we're gonna keep whisking. You're gonna start to see a lot of bubbles foam. We want to be scraping those sides with the whisk. We're not looking for scrambled eggs. We're definitely wanting a tempered yolk.
What does that look like again?
So that looks like a really nice custard consistency. You don't have any lumps. You don't have cooked eggs. We're just gonna slightly bring these up. If you've ever made a creme brulee or anglaise, you're kind of doing the same thing, but with sugar instead. So, but this is our Hollandaise recipe. So again, on and off as we go. Don't want to leave it on too long. It is a process. Like I said, forearm workout, if you need a change to go like this for your forearm, or use your whisk in a different way, or just pass it to somebody else. You can do that.
Exactly. You mentioned how this is the same process for an anglaise. One of my favorite items on our menu.
It is.
Is the Fred's Hawaiian pancake, named after my late Uncle Fred, who's from Hawaii. So it has a beautiful vanilla cream anglaise with a cinnamon butter. So again, this technique also, you use that for that sauce as well?
Yes. Cool. You would add the sugars into it first, but you pretty much do the same way. And instead of clarified butter, we'd be adding our vanilla half and half. Nice. So awesome. Very nice. So as you can see, we're starting to get a lot more volume out of it. We're pumping more air into it, but as you can see, we don't have any scrambled areas.
Nice and frothy.
Nice and frothy. So we want to keep going. Again, this is a long process. So, but as you can start to see, the bottom of your bowl.
I heard Rhonda and Steve are crushing it on their whisking. Way to go, Rhonda and Steve.
There you go. Get it. All right. So we're going to pull it off the heat. You can start seeing, again, a lot more body, a lot more volume. Whisk. So we're getting close to there. So again, if you have your buddy right next to you, my lovely sous chef right here.
Oh, it's so nice of you.
He has his clarified butter ready. Oh man, look at that.
Should we verify everyone's at the clarified butter point? Are we feeling good at home?
You feeling good?
Awesome.
All right. So we're getting close to there. And again, if you'll have a minute or two after you've tempered your eggs that you can go run away for a second if you need to, preferably not. But so we're going to keep going here. Look at that.
Could you imagine doing this on a Sunday for like hundreds of guests?
Hundreds of people.
We have to do it multiple times a day, actually, obviously, because everything's so fresh, but it's very fun. A lot more fun with the mimosa on camera and you all.
Yeah, exactly. So look at that. We're getting there. We're getting close. You can start to see the sides are getting there. We have a nice texture. And also you can see the bottom of the bowl. You can start to see the bottom right there. Nice. So you can start filling with the whisk too. You'll feel it get thicker. lot more
good,
air.
looking good. Shout
All
out
right.
to the McDermotts. They're getting their whisk on.
There you
I'm
go.
so proud of everyone doing this right now.
Get it?
You're getting your brunch and burn. This is a workout.
Exactly. So, oh gosh, you thought the workout stopped here? It does not. We're gonna keep going. So, lovely texture. That's what we're looking for right there.
That looks awesome.
Nice velvety texture.
And you said your chef gave you like a hint or a little
Yep.
trade secret?
This is a little trade secret. To know that you've properly tempered your eggs, you're gonna just slowly grab your whisk, and then you could probably sign your name. You can just sign your initials right into there, and you can kind of see it fade away. That's gonna be your perfect tempered egg. So we're gonna set that over here. Keep whisking. All right, so again, this is when the time you need a sous chef, or you can grab a wet towel and set it at the bottom of your bowl. That way you can just do it one-handed. But I have the lovely Brendan Price here with me. So
We have our clarified butter like you all do as well.
exactly. So what we're gonna do is start adding a teaspoon at a time. So slowly start pouring. Just gonna go slow and stop right there. We just want a little bit,
Just a little bit.
to start emulsifying that. So emulsification, we're adding a protein to a fat.
Oh, okay,
Right
cool.
here.
Nice.
Same thing with dressings and any other kind of like aiolis you want to infuse. Go ahead.
And just whisking the heck out of it, huh?
Whisking it constantly. So at this point, you cannot walk away from this. You can't do anything else right now. Stop right there.
I have my whole cup over the bowl because it is dripping a little bit, just so
dripping, yeah.
everyone's aware.
Just so everybody knows too, we're using the same portions that we gave y'all, the same cups and measurements. That way you can see exactly what we're doing. So go ahead with a little more butter.
Mo butter.
More butter.
Who loves a lot?
And we also use a clarified butter for our hollandaise. Clarified butter is when the milk solids and fats are taken out, and we're just left with a really nice, clear, consistent butter.
It's a more expensive process, but you're worth it.
All right, so we're gonna add a little bit more.
A little more, Herb.
A little bit more. Stop right there. And as you can see, it's gonna start thickening up. We're cooling that butter down. We're emulsifying it. As you can see, starting to get a little thick. That's exactly what we want. And if it starts to get a little too thick, you can always just add a little bit of the water straight into there, just a little bit.
Just a scotch.
Just a scotch,
It's one
not
of
too
my favorite
much.
adjectives.
And again, y'all are making for 4 people, so you're gonna keep going, keep going. Let's add a little bit more butter.
Yes, sir. Yes, chef.
There we go. Keep going, a little faster, right there. Perfect. All right, and we do want it to be a little thick because we're gonna be adding our hot sauce, we're gonna be adding our fresh lemon juice and our salt, and that's gonna thin it out a little bit. Some people have preferences, they like a lot of hollandaise, some people like just a little touch of it, but we definitely want the consistency to lay on top of those eggs.
100%.
So, look at that. That's the
Oh, that's
consistency
awesome.
you want. Definitely write your name in it like that. So, now that we have that done, what we're gonna do,
Kevin
Brennan?
Brown, let me see a little thumbs up if your hollandaise is looking good.
All right,
Woo, we got a thumbs up. That's what I'm talking
we
about.
got a thumbs up. There we go.
Hey, on the record, Tatum Price. We're gonna mention her later today, but she's working the camera. My little sister, Tatum's Toast. Great option.
There we go. So, Brennan, if you want to start pinching in a little bit of that salt,
Okay.
we're gonna add our hot sauce.
Just a pinch or the whole thing?
Just the whole thing, actually.
The whole
Yeah,
thing,
you're gonna
right,
add your
right.
whole thing in there.
I'm kind of spreading it out all over the place.
All over the place. Then we're gonna whisk that up a little bit.
Yeah, I finally get to do something.
There you go.
different. All right. I got my salt in there, chef.
There we go. So then we're gonna add just a little bit of our hot sauce, just to add a little heat to it. You can add dry cayenne to there, but I like the vinegary, flavor as well. So,
Little tang.
little tang.
And again, that vinegar and acid is gonna go really well with your bright Prosecco.
It is, it is. Look at that hollandaise. So now that we have a perfect consistency, still a little thick. So that's when we add our fresh squeezed lemon. If you have a lemon juicer, that's totally fine. If you have
Yeah.
lemon juice instead of fresh lemon, that's good as well. But we got our fresh one right
Just
here.
don't want to get any seeds in there, so chef's doing it through his hands.
Yep, doing it through my hands with the glove on. We definitely just want a little bit in there.
Life's too short for seeds in your hollandaise.
Exactly. And you know what? I'm feeling zesty. Let's add
Chew.
another one. Gonna do a whole lemon. And again, you don't want those seeds in there. You just definitely want some nice lemon juice. So let's incorporate that. So that acid is gonna help break down a little bit of those fats, and we're left with our perfect hollandaise.
Perfect.
So at this
And
point,
we use most of our butter. Again, it's the consistency piece that you're looking for. We're gonna slow down just a little bit here. So we added our salt after we got to that consistency with the clarified butter.
Yes.
We added our Tabasco. We added our hot sauce, Tabasco, Cholula, whatever your favorite is. And we like that with the vinegar piece, a little bit more brighter acidity.
Right.
We did a little extra lemon.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And at this point, if you're doing feeling crazy, you can infuse it with different flavors. You can add fresh basil, fresh herbs from your garden. My favorite is adding a little bit of chipotle powder in there to bring it up in a little extra kick,
Nice.
especially if you're using it for something spicy.
Awesome.
So perfect. So now we're going to leave this out at room temp. Do not refrigerate it. Don't put it on your stovetop because it will break. If it does break, a little trick is you can throw an ice cube in there and mix it up again. That ice should help melt that or cool that butter down really well, and it'll help reincorporate that into the yolks.
Okay, nice.
So very temperamental sauce, and we have the perfect hollandaise.
Awesome. And we're going to slow down a little bit and let you all catch up. Again, we've been doing this for 8 years. So we're pretty good at it. And I'm speaking for Chef Justin. I'm not as fast. But again, if you have any questions or while we catch up to this process, on the boiler, off the boiler, in the mimosa, out the mimosa. Cheers. Good job,
Cheers.
Holly. We were a
Cheers.
little nervous. Didn't hear this is our first cooking class. That was live. We did it. That's
Exactly.
awesome.
We totally don't have backup hollandaise in case that broke.
Yeah,
we don't.
We're ready to rock and roll, baby. So,
So just a little history about hollandaise. It actually originated in France.
Nice.
It was an emulsification of the egg yolks and the butter that they had for clarified. They started using it for more of a dinner thing on top of steaks. You can use it on top of crabs, but then it slowly became breakfast. And actually Holland was the one that picked it up and made it more popular.
Cool.
But it did originate in France. So.
Well, okay, let's throw a little tidbit out there for everyone that bought these packages and purchases. He mentioned how good hollandaise can go on crab. We may and are working on the best crab Benedict in the country. So really excited about that. Yeah, you heard me, competitors in the country. We're so pumped about that. So that is coming on the next menu rollout. Be ready for that. We're thinking maybe even I think we have such a great steak and eggs dish.
Oh, so
maybe
beautiful.
some crab béarnaise on top of that. So again, the wheels are turning at Urban Egg, everybody. And we're so excited to get our doors back open and get you inside. But it's been fun learning about this process, seeing how we're going to continue to evolve the menu. Look at that junior chef in the McDermott's, dude. Someone call Gordon Ramsay. Let's get him on TV.
Let's go there.
On TV. I don't know what the boy or girl. You're crushing it, young one. Little girl. Yes. I work for 2 executive female chefs in San Francisco.
Hey! That's awesome. I'm so glad to be cooking with you guys. This is super exciting. Next step is we're going to be going to our favorite portion, what y'all come into Urban Egg in the mornings for, loaded hash browns.
Loaded hash browns.
Loaded hash browns. But
loaded life.
Loaded life. There we go. But before we get to the hash browns, tell me the difference in between that Ultimate and the Magnum, sir.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you. So this is our Magnum of Prosecco. So La Marca Magnum is a great partner of ours. A lot of you all know La Marca is a producer. They're a beautiful producer out of Northern Italy as well. They are coming from the Verona Vallo Viadane region. They're also using 100% of the Glera grape. DOC means that they're doing it in the traditional style that Prosecco is made. So again, La Marca is a beautiful Prosecco. We actually got this idea when I was traveling through Italy with my beautiful wife, Alicia. Can't wait to travel with you too, Cam. It's going to be the best. We were traveling in all these lists and all these wine lists. I saw some really cool Magnums that were really reasonably priced. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, if I was with my dad or another couple or Chef Justin, we would totally get a Magnum and share with our friends. So we're the only breakfast concept offering Magnums in the country. If you know of anyone else doing it, shoot me a text or comment, but I'm almost positive we are. I'm so proud of that. It's such a fun thing to come in and enjoy with your friends, whether like celebrating a bachelorette party, bachelor party, a wedding engagement. We had Veterans Day recently. We had a table of veterans get a Magnum. So the Prosecco is delicious, but it's really about the company and conversation. And again, that service piece that brings it all together. So cannot wait to share some Magnums. If we run out of this, I'll be opening the Magnum as well. Mom is opening Prosecco, second bottle.
That's so awesome. Sweet. Thank you so much for all that information. I love the citrusy, aspects of the well. It goes so well with breakfast.
Yeah, Chef Justin really loves wine. We enjoy talking wine, talking food.
Right.
Again, when we get through this, there's private events we can pair fun wines with and do cool things with. But Okay, I
as
feel
well.
like, do we feel like we're caught up? We're doing good? Should we move back to that?
Everybody good?
Sweet.
Everybody's caught up? Sweet. So we're going to be moving on to our loaded hash browns. There's a few different ways you can do this. Today, we're just working with a skillet on top of our makeshift stovetop here.
So make sure it's preheated. And it's
Preheated,
on.
Exactly. If you have one of those pancake griddles, you can set that to 325 degrees. We don't want a ton of heat, so this is set at a low heat. We don't want to burn our hash browns right off the bat. We don't want them to get too crispy on one side. We definitely want that even texture on both sides.
Kind of low and slow.
Low and slow is
Set
definitely,
it, forget it.
Exactly. So
it's easy. That's why the station I work when people don't show up.
So you have your hash browns. We already pre-seasoned them for you with our special all-purpose seasoning. If you can try it at home, you're gonna be missing a few things, but we got them seasoned for you right there. So what we're gonna do is open up our skillet. Also, you can turn on your oven. We're gonna be melting the cheese. We're gonna be doing all of our toppings later. So if you wanna preheat your oven to melt the cheese, that's fine. Today, we're gonna use a lid method and a skillet to make those really nice. So we're gonna start this right now. That way we can move on to other things. We definitely wanna be checking back on it, but it's kind of a low, slow process, you know, kind of
set it and forget
set it and forget it. So we got our skillet at a nice little heat. You don't wanna see any wisps of smoke or anything. That's gonna be a little too hot. So we're gonna set our hash browns. Ooh, hear that? Hear that sizzle? Very nice. Then be careful. You can do this with a spatula as well. You don't have to be using your hands.
The chef's got kitchen hands.
I got kitchen hands. There's a little less feeling in those. So
sometimes when I run really hot plates, if you've ever seen Men in Black and they melt their fingerprints off, that's how I feel. So if you ever see someone running a hot plate, just think about that.
Very nice. So we got our hash browns down. And like I said, they're already seasoned. So next you have your little ramekin of canola oil. We definitely don't like to use butter. I think it's just a little too heavy, especially for the starch on the potatoes. Just a little drizzle of olive oil right there.
And another thing about the oil is we got some feedback from our guests. We had a lot of like vegans and dairy-free guests that really wanted no butter on the hash.
Exactly.
We used to use butter on the hash browns. So then we heard the feedback. We saw that we still get a beautiful product without the butter.
Exactly.
So yeah, now we have a vegan hash brown, which is really cool and something that we're proud to offer.
Exactly, and it's a side choice. We use it in our tacos. We use it in our burritos. We load it up.
I mean, love potatoes.
Pretty much anything and everything. So we have our spatula right here, and we're just gonna kind of give them a nice little press just to get a really nice, good surface. As you know, when you come into our restaurants.
Firmly packed down, would you say?
Yes, firmly packed down. That way it's gonna get a really nice texture, and it's also gonna be easier to flip over when we get time for that. So look at that, you hear that nice little sizzle. So at this point, we're not gonna cover it because that'll steam them. We definitely want it to be open and flat and let that moisture work off those potatoes. That's what's gonna bring that nice browning and flavorful color. So we're gonna move that for a little bit. How's everybody doing so far?
Good. Cheers.
So just to let you know, you can also be taking photos and videos and posting them online. You can use our hashtag #WeAreUrbanEgg and also hashtag America's Best Breakfast.
Yeah, that'd be
best
awesome.
one. Exactly.
That's
so share
great.
your photos, share your videos with us. We'd love to see you cooking in your kitchens. We can kind of see you off camera there. So lovely there.
We'll get to the presentation piece later, but obviously we take a lot of pride in our presentation. The hash browns are seasoned correct. They did come through seasoned for you all. If you'd like to add a little more salt and pepper, you're more than welcome to. But your hash browns that you got in your kit are seasoned with our signature seasoning blend.
Exactly, exactly. So next, we're gonna, again, move that lid over. We're gonna let those hash browns cook up nice and neat. So next step, we're gonna be making our famous prosciutto melon salad.
Woo!
I'm so excited about this one.
It's one of my favorite dishes.
Everybody loves it. It's a great side dish. It's a great brunch. You get that salt, fat, acid, heat with the salad that we have. It's just a perfect little salad, you know?
And again, you know, salad and white wine goes great. The acidity in the Prosecco cuts through the white balsamic, really pairs with those Peruvian sweet drop peppers. There's a lot of great flavors. Again, interesting tidbit about the salad is I went to culinary school in San Francisco. I'm nowhere near this guy's level, but I can do some things, you know? But there was a really cool restaurant in San Francisco called Zazi's, and we were eating there, and you write your name on a clipboard. There's no host. They come and grab you. But we just saw a ton of salads going out. And my dad's like, that's such a unique idea. I've never really seen salad for breakfast. So we talked to the owner, super, super nice guy. He said, Randy, Brennan, people love salads in the morning. It's such a hit. He was a great guy. We actually worked with him to come up with our luscious lavender mimosa as well. So He gave us some of his trade secrets. We gave him a couple weekends in Breckenridge at our house. So it's kind of cool, that industry feel and family and some of the stories that are behind our menu items. Another thing I love about this salad is we mentioned Tatum, my little sister, is doing the video today. She helps on a lot of our social media. Bailey does great. Jamie, our marketing director. We have a crazy cool team that works on all these things behind the scenes. And Tatum's Toast comes with this great salad, and it's a signature item. People love it. It's one of my favorite dishes. But yeah, the Tatum's Toast, the Fred's Hawaiian pancakes, the Tiffany's Pipsqueak pancakes. Those are all my siblings and uncles. I don't have an item on the menu. Not too worried about it. I'm so thankful to be a part of this team and in this family of restaurants. So in this family, and Justin's part of our family as well. So
appreciate
all right,
that.
salad time. I'll get off my pedestal.
All right, so we're gonna grab our ingredients for the salad. We're gonna do them one at a time. So excuse me if I go off camera.
This is our bowl, yeah?
Yes, sir. That's our mixing bowl. So, oh, we're crushing it. Y'all are crushing it.
You guys are
Ron and
doing great.
Steve,
Ron
y'all
and
doing
Steve,
great.
way to go. Choo!
All right, so we have our lovely spring mix. Make sure that we have there for you.
This bowl looks like it's the right size.
Yeah, it's gonna be perfect. It's gonna be perfect for 4 people. So we're gonna start putting our spring mix straight into there. You're gonna be grabbing your goat cheese. We're gonna be grabbing.
Keep washing your hands throughout this whole process. We're gonna have a little break, but again, cleanliness is close to godliness and everything in the kitchen. So
Exactly. As many of you know, you got the little slip that says mise en place. So a little bit about mise en place is a French term to have everything in place, everything ready to go. That not only goes for your prep, but it's more of a mindset, you know, like ready to cook. I have everything in front of me. I'm ready to go. We're going to be focusing on the food.
It makes your life easier.
Yeah, no
like
other.
If you're hosting a party, you want to do your mise en place before the party.
Exactly.
So you're not chopping up your stuff while everyone's there having fun.
Exactly. You don't want your kitchen smelling like a bunch of onions, but when everyone shows up. So.
We'll be crying, and it won't be from cutting onions. Hey, Megan, it's you to show us a baby.
Woo! Nice.
Megan, I heard you have a beautiful baby, a little May is looking good, getting her culinary class on. I bet these gloves would fit little May, no problem. They're having a struggle on my hands.
All right, so just to recap, we have our spring mix.
So am I throwing this in there, Chef?
Yep, we're gonna go ahead and throw that there.
Yeah, I went to culinary school.
We're gonna have our diced tomatoes, goat cheese, our fresh sliced cantaloupe or diced cantaloupe. We have our lovely white balsamic vinaigrette. Sorry guys, we're not gonna give you the recipe for this one. This one's a little under wraps for us.
Bomb.com.
Bomb.com. And then we have our lovely crispy prosciutto. We know we're not supposed to be crisping up prosciutto. I know we're gonna get in a little trouble.
We're in Italy right now, but that's our little secret. Hey, my wife.
A little secret.
Hey,
all right, so we're gonna build our salad. If you don't like goat cheese, you can use queso fresco, you can use a smoked Gouda, or if you don't want cheese at all, you don't have to use cheese on it. So
I met my wife, Alicia, when I was the salad cook at a restaurant called A16. So again, I love making salads, and funny story about my dad, Randy, he loves tall salads. So when we're trying to plate, we'll plate these tall today. Just like me, he likes his tall son a lot too.
Exactly. Okay, so my hash browns went out. Thanks for my team to tell me. So we're gonna go about those. So make sure your hash browns didn't go out.
All right, so I got my bowl of lettuce here. We're not gonna add all these components at once, are we, Chef? Or how are we gonna build this salad as we go to it?
There's 2 options we can do right now. We can go ahead and add the dressing, but if you're serving for 4 people, you can wait on the dressing until we're all done. Some people might like it as much, but we're gonna go ahead.
We usually don't dress the salads to go or anything like that because it will start to wilt your salad. So
exactly.
If we're gonna set this to the side, your whole family's having some salads, you might wanna save that dressing piece for the end.
Right.
But it's your preference.
It's your preference, but we're gonna go ahead and dress ours today with me and Brennan. So we're gonna start off with a little bit of our white balsamic vinaigrette.
Here, you see Chef gave it a nice little mix. Sometimes it'll separate, so you do maybe get your spoon in there, mix it up a little bit.
Right, exactly. So dress this a little nice. All right, and then he's gonna
You can always add more dressing or a little more lettuce. We like to have our salads lightly dressed.
Exactly. All right, and then we also have our presentation bowl right here. You never want your presentation bowl to be the same as your mixing bowl because you will get stuff on the side, stuff will fall over. You definitely want it nice and even. So
cool. So I got a nice coating on my lettuce here, Chef.
There we go. So we're gonna go ahead and transfer that to our lovely Buddha bowl that we have.
So we have our salad presentation bowl. We're transferring it to.
Yes.
I'm gonna plate this really flat.
Really tall, really high.
We're going tall. All right, that looks good. I like the height on the salad. I like a little negative space around the rim as well. All right, so we got a tall salad.
We got a tall salad. Perfect. I'm gonna grab some gloves right here. Awesome. Next, we're gonna dress our salad. So we're gonna start off with those diced tomatoes right there.
Awesome. So we're gonna start sprinkling them all over the plate.
Yep.
I like all over the place.
You could also do a Cobb style where you can lay it
prefer.
in lines. That way, if somebody doesn't like goat cheese, but you're presentating, you know, so, or you can do 4 individual salads and let everybody mix and match their own flavors. So this is
kind of like mixing everything so you get every flavor with each bite.
it's so good. Next, we're gonna go with our goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
I'm a huge goat cheese person, so let's do a lot.
Okay, heard.
So we're gonna sprinkle that all over. It adds a really nice creamy texture to it. A little bit more of a tang, like I said when I was talking about
How pretty that is.
Salt at facet heat. You know, that's definitely gonna add part of our fat to there as well.
It's gonna be a white salad, right?
All right, next we're gonna be moving on to our lovely Peruvian sweet drop peppers. So these are actually grown in the Peru's rainforest. Then they pickle them right after they pick them. It adds more of like a sweet sour tang to our salad.
So these are not tomatoes.
These are not tomatoes.
Asks, are these tomatoes or, yeah, they're pickled Peruvian sweet drop peppers. They're really good for social distance tasting.
Almost.
Can't win them all.
Almost got it.
Can't win them all.
So we're gonna be adding those to our salad. Next up, we're gonna be adding our fresh cantaloupe. We don't wanna add this on too early or on top because the weight of the cantaloupe is gonna kind of smush that salad down.
And then Chef, we did the cheese on top. Why didn't we mix the cheese with the salad?
We don't wanna mix the cheese with the salad because that could add a lot of moisture to the salad. And again, that'll create weight.
It's clumpy and lumpy.
Exactly. So
yeah, it takes away from that presentation factor. I love these Peruvian sweet drop peppers, so we are throwing a lot on them.
Right. So we're gonna check on our hash too as we're making the salad. Mine is getting nice and golden brown on one side. You can hear that sizzle.
Sizzle.
And you can also start to notice that they're moving around together.
Oh, that's a good point.
They're moving around at the same pace.
Yeah,
so you can slide that off your pan. Exactly. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut the heat off of that. All right. So you have your spatula right here. If you're feeling lucky, you can give it a toss. But right now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the heat and we're gonna flip these over. See if I can't get a nice piece right there. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
See that golden brown? Very nice. So we're actually gonna take a little pause from the salad and we're gonna go ahead and add our toppings to the loaded. See, nice golden brown. You can let them go further if you like crispy. If you don't like as crispy, you can mix them up and keep stirring them around, but we're gonna get a really nice texture on there. So the reason why we're gonna cut the heat is because the pan is still hot and we're gonna get a lot of residual heat from that. So
Kimberly Calloway, it looks like you're doing really well. How are you doing? You killing it out there? I'm proud of you.
there we go. So
Chef's Mimosa is full, everyone, just again.
just to let you
While
know.
we're at home, mimosas are staying full.
Exactly. So next up we have our lovely bacon, our smoked bacon, and we have our jalapenos for our loaded mix.
Jalapenos.
Jalapenos. So I'm a spicy person.
I'm not a spicy person.
So we're gonna add extra jalapenos. So we're gonna throw the bacon right on top of there. We're gonna throw our lovely fresh jalapenos.
And if you're a spicy person, more the merrier.
The more
if
the
you're not,
merrier.
you can do them without. At all our restaurants, again, we're flexible. We will give you what you want and need. So
Exactly.
again, it's nice that you can modify these however you'd like.
Exactly. So we have our hash browns going. We have our lovely Monterey Jack and cheddar blend right here. What we're gonna do is pile that right on top of there. Ooh, look at that.
That looks delicious.
Look at all
And
that
that's why I live a
cheese.
loaded life. Why would you not
Live a
want
little
to just
life.
enjoy that? That's
Exactly.
like a lifestyle to me.
Exactly. So we're gonna set these aside over here. Now we're gonna grab our lid. So again, you can pop if you have it's not a plastic handle, you wanna pop that in the oven to melt your cheese, that's totally fine. But what we're gonna do is use our lid to help steam that cheese, make it really nice and melted.
Makes sense.
And again, the heat is off. We want that residual heat to melt it. We don't want it burning or anything like
Don't know
that.
any restaurant lingo. 86 fire.
86 fire. So, all right, now a few finishing touches for our salad.
Cool.
We're gonna be adding our fresh cantaloupe. And again, we're just gonna be placing it on the sides, not on top. The weight of that cantaloupe will kind of, sink that salad down as well. So,
Okay, fine, get a picture of the salad. Salad's beautiful. Give me a zoom. Give me a zoom. I mean, that is going to be delicioso. Feel free to take a screenshot. Send this to my man.
vinegar.
Who's the got
Vinegar.
Does Beat Bobby Flay. We'll have a salad off. Lisa Brock, how are you doing? You got your salad? You got your hash browns looking good? Feeling good? Awesome. I think that looks delicious.
Perfect.
And
Now,
then the final piece.
the piece de resistance.
The piece de resistance.
So,
I can't whisper because we're on a
we're
mic.
on a mic.
Do we have the balsamic drizzle too?
We do, but we're going to do that at the very, very
Okay,
end.
drizzling's my favorite part.
He's the drizzle master. So we can either add it, just straight up on top and have a nice flat presentation like we're doing, or we can both crush it right on top.
Again, personal preference.
Personal preference. Look at that nice salad we have right there. So you do have some balsamic drizzle with you. It's a balsamic reduction. That's going to be enough for your Tuscan and your salad. But then again, we're going to be doing that near the end of the video. So, all right, so let's recap. We made our Hollandaise. We had our clarified butter. We had our yolks. We had our salt. And we had our little bit of Tabasco in there and our fresh squeezed lemon.
Awesome.
So after that, we have our loaded hash browns going. They're off the heat now. The cheese is melting. The jalapenos are good. The bacon's there. We're going to add some creme fraiche and green onions right at the end. So now that we have all that done, how is everyone doing out there?
Feeling good?
Feeling good?
I'm feeling good.
I know Doc and Karen's out there. I know you're out there. Y'all haven't commented yet.
He was excited to see you guys.
I know.
Karen's feeling good. We're here. Okay, good.
Karen's feeling good. Everybody's feeling good. Nice.
Very special that we're here together. We talked about new things from Urban Egg. Another new thing that we're doing is opening new restaurants, which is really exciting. Do you want to talk about the water? I'm sorry, I'm getting out of order.
No, we're just going to make sure. Just a heads up, we're going to take a little break to get everybody caught up, to make sure we're going to be washing and sanitizing our hands and our tables to make sure we're ready to go for the next round. Just make sure your water is at a kind of simmer. You don't have to use a new pot. We're actually going to use the same one.
Tatum, will you show these guys a rolling boil, please?
Just a low rolling boil. Nothing too crazy.
If it's too crazy, your eggs are not going to be happy. They're going to be going all over the place, right?
Exactly. So we're going to get that water going. You'll have all of our stuff for our Tuscan Benedict ready. We're going to be taking a little bit more time.
We got a couple questions, so we're going to answer those. Hash browns are not cooked, so again, take your time. The hash browns can continue to sit through the break.
Right.
They're at that 325. Nice. Make sure they're nice and packed down.
Exactly.
You can always add a little more oil to give that a little more heat and crunch up the bottom.
Yep, exactly. And like I said, low and steady. So don't mess with it too much. You want it nice and flat and just kind of let it ride.
And if someone wants to thicken the Hollandaise.
If you want to thicken the Hollandaise, you're going to add a little bit more clarified butter. Or like I said, you can just throw in an ice cube. That's going to help cool that butter. If it's still looking a little too thin, maybe go to a colder part of your kitchen, on the counter in your living room somewhere, somewhere that's just a little bit colder.
More likely, more butter.
More butter. More of that clarified butter is what you're going to add to there. So, I'm sorry?
No, it thinner.
Yeah.
Don't listen to Randy.
Don't add water. Don't add water to your Hollandaise. It'll thin it out. But what's going to thicken it up is a little bit of a colder temperature and some more butter incorporated into that. So,
okay, this has been so fun. FYI, Cherry Creek Urban Egg is looking like April, May. So we're really, really excited about that. And then also, again, secret information, we have a lease that we're working on in Kansas City. So we're really excited to get out to market in Kansas City and show that clientele and those people what great breakfast is all about. Don't worry, we're still out Broncos over here, baby. So even after that tough game yesterday. But yeah, we're super excited for the changes coming from Urban Egg. So thankful to have you here with us today. We're going to take a little break here.
We're going to take a 3-minute break. Again, you're going to be checking your water, check your hash. If you kind of need to keep messing with your Hollandaise, that's fine. We're going to do a little bit of a cleanup, get y'all a chance to kind of get caught back up.
Wash your hands, wipe down your station.
Wash your hands, everything.
Drink some more mimosa.
Have your mimosa, so.
Cool.
All right.
I feel like you're doing great. Thank you all. You're doing great. Again, we're going to be around through the break as well. So if you have questions, fire them off to Jamie or on the comment section. We'll be able to address those as we continue to move along.
Exactly. Get those comments in. So we'll be right back in 3 minutes.
Off camera. That was a fast 3 minutes.
That was 3 minutes. Is everyone good? Everyone good? So now we got washed up, sanitized. Let's recap. You know, we made our Hollandaise again. Like I said, hopefully a few of you had problems with a little bit of thinning. Like I said, colder temperature, more butter into your Hollandaise. If your hash browns need to go a little longer, brown them up a little longer, low heat. Like I said, it's kind of a slow and steady. You kind of want to set them and forget them. So have our loaded going right now. We have our lovely prosciutto melon salad, fully dressed, ready to go.
Good.
Everybody full on mimosas? Yep. Everybody?
I'm going,
yeah.
Price, no
Cheers, everyone. Cheers.
Everybody, you're doing great.
Appreciate it.
If you're not drinking, you got water, OJ, we're cheersing, baby.
All right, so just a little heads up, we're gonna be poaching some eggs. We're gonna be doing one tester egg before we do anything else. We're not gonna get a little too crazy. We're gonna explain the different temperatures, the different methods for poaching eggs. A lot of people don't do that at home.
Someone was super excited about this part, so here we go.
Exactly, so we got our water at like kind of a low simmer.
Is it just water?
It's just water right now. It's just water right now. You don't want any, you know, distractions or anything in there. So you can see the bubbles are just barely kind of simmering up. If you have a rolling boil, it's the egg is going to get agitated with those bubbles coming up. It's going to be bouncing around as, you know, we're hitting that egg around.
You get the really beautiful, like all-in-one egg.
All-in-one egg.
We're looking for.
Exactly. So what you're going to do, we're going to have a little bit of our white vinegar that we had in our kit.
So white vinegar from the kit?
Exactly. So a lot of people are like, vinegar doesn't work. Vinegar does work. In my opinion, after 8 years, vinegar works. If you're poaching 7,000 eggs a week, vinegar works in your water.
7,000 eggs a week times 52.
Exactly.
That's a lot of eggs a year times 8.
So what we're going to do is add our vinegar straight to the pot. If you need to add a little bit more water at this time, that's totally fine. You want to make sure that your egg is going to be covered, especially for y'all with 4 people. You're going to be cooking a lot of eggs. Make sure your water level is a little higher than normal. So as you can see, ours is about halfway full. That's going to be perfect. So we're just going to add that vinegar straight into there, just like that. Now the vinegar might bring the temperature down just a little bit, so we can wait a second to bring that back up. And ours is looking pretty good. Everybody else poaching eggs pretty good so far?
Everyone's water is looking good.
Exactly. So here's a little trick. Here's a little trick that I learned in culinary school.
I love tricks.
So we have our lovely cage-free brown egg, local in Colorado, that we use at all of our urban egg restaurants.
We don't play with white eggs, dude.
We don't play around.
Again, we spend a little more because you're worth it. Colorado product, beautiful egg. Honestly, if you look at a white egg and a brown egg, just the yolk alone next to each other, my father-in-law doesn't believe this. He's hysterical. John Cox talking to you. But you can totally see a difference in the yolks, the quality, the flavor. It's really, our eggs are fantastic.
Exactly.
364,000 eggs a year for Justin.
364,000 eggs a year. 1,000 eggs a year. So we're going to have our slotted spoon as well. If you don't have a slotted spoon or any kind of perforated spoon, that's totally fine. You're just going to be making sure all the water is going to be drained off of that egg. We don't want to be moving that straight to the poach, our Benedicts. So what we're going to do here, our water is perfect. Our vinegar is in there. So we're just going to give this a little stir. We just want a little bit of a whirlpool situation going. And again, we're just doing one egg right now. We're just doing a tester egg.
You could say we're not putting all our eggs in one
basket.
Poaching water.
So we never want to crack the egg on the side of a pot because that forces all those eggshells inwards, and that could shatter your yolk. It could shatter the egg whites. It can make for a broken egg right when it goes into there. So what we're going to do is hit it on a flat surface just a few times.
Why do you do a flat surface, Chef?
A flat surface, that way, like I said, the eggshells aren't going in towards the eggs. It's just kind of cracking around the side.
You could crack the yolk, you said.
You can.
As well.
You can crack it before it even gets into the pot. But at that point, if you crack your egg and it's still in your hand, use it for scrambles. Use it for something else.
No egg left behind.
Little swirl, we're going to drop one egg straight into there. So you can kind of see that the egg whites went really quickly. So see the whirlpool?
Yep.
It's creating those the vinegar in the water is helping create the egg whites to cook faster than the yolks. You're going to get a little film on top. Again, this is our first tester egg. This is a brand new pot. It may stick a little bit, but you definitely don't want to add anything else to your water. We're going to kind of let that rest. So right now, let's explain the different poaching levels for eggs.
Heard.
So
you need to step back for this.
Brennan, my lovely sous chef, is going to demonstrate our different temperatures of poached eggs.
Again, I went to culinary school.
He did go to culinary school. So we're gonna keep watching our eggs through this whole time though. We're gonna just kind of let that rest. You don't wanna agitate it too much or mess around with it. So if we're looking for a poached soft, that's gonna look like this.
A jiggle, give me a little jiggle. We're touching our eggs.
We're touching our eggs.
We're touching eggs,
Little jiggle.
Just
Just a little jiggle. All right. We're gonna let that go a little bit longer. If you're more of a medium person, those egg whites are fully cooked. That egg yolk is just still a little runny. A little more.
We got some
more
runny
medium.
yolks, you know what I'm saying?
There we go.
All right.
There we go. So if you leave it in for another 45 seconds, egg white's fully cooked. That yolk is still a little like malleable, still a little putty-esque. So just a little.
We're still wiggling, a little harder.
And then you have your poached hards, which you can sit it, forget it, and poached hards will be just done all the way.
No wiggle, touch this.
No wiggle, no wiggle,
no wiggle.
no wiggle. So our water is climbing up a little bit. You can see that. So we're gonna turn it down just a little bit.
So yeah, the water started to boil a little aggressively. So chef is adjusting the flame a little lower.
Exactly.
That nice
small oval. So we're just gonna have a plate right here ready to put our egg. So we're gonna barely touch it. We're gonna kind of see how it is. So right now we still have a little bit of uncooked whites all around the edges. So we're gonna go right back into there.
And we're not dropping our egg for a poaching standpoint up here. You're doing it low, right, chef?
Yes, you're getting pretty much as close to that water as possible. That way you can just drop it in. You can also crack your egg in a ramekin or another bowl. And that way you have the bowl and you could easily just drop it in like so. So we're gonna keep going right now. Control your water level and control your temperature. Like I said, if you need to raise it up or down. There's gonna be a little bit of film on the top. That's totally fine. Again, this is just our tester egg. This is what you practice. So checking in real quick. How's everyone doing with their poach so far?
Hey, Zach, what's up, buddy? He's my fullback and linebacker in high school. Stuff.
There we go. So we're gonna go right here. That's kind of looking, that's a perfect poach soft. See that jiggle? Give me that soft jiggle.
I see it.
There you go.
I am one with the egg.
So that's that soft jiggle. The whites are almost all the way cooked. Again, these are gonna sit out just a little bit longer so that residual heat will kind of help that carry over.
100%.
You don't wanna overcrowd your pot. You don't wanna dump 12 eggs in there or a dozen. You just wanna kind of do a few at a time. You know, fresh, hot eggs is perfect for Benedict. So, and again, we're gonna be plating it just a little bit on here, just like that.
Boom, beautiful poached egg, chef. Tatum's coming in hot here.
So this is our tester egg right here. You can see that jiggle.
Nice jiggle.
Whites are just a little bit cooked. Medium would be fully cooked. I know people don't like too much egg whites.
I'm a poached medium guy myself.
Exactly. So, and you see that nice yolk right there. And we'll go ahead and give it a tester. We're gonna break it. Just like that. Boom.
Good looking egg, chef.
So that's a poached soft right there.
And we're teaching the poaching technique. Not a lot of people know how to do this. If you've ever watched an episode of Chopped, people blow their minds when they poach an egg. So you're learning how to poach an egg, go do it on Chopped and blow some minds.
Right.
If you don't like poached eggs, you like over easy or scrambled or over medium or basted, we do those all for you on the Benedicts at the restaurant. Again, you can do that at home. This is your breakfast when it's at your house or in our house, in our restaurant. So again, we love poaching's classic. We're so excited to teach that technique. But again, it all comes down to what you like.
Exactly. So at this point, how many people have done their tester eggs yet? Is everybody good with their tester eggs?
Don, Kevin, Rhonda, Steve, Mike, Maggie,
Aaron, Lisa.
You guys doing good? Everyone's solid?
Everyone's good?
Hanging loose?
Got your mimosas? Ready to go?
Eggs look good?
All right, so just a little recap. We've done our Hollandaise. Loaded hash browns, still simmering. Look at that meltedness.
Oh, Tatum, you might need to check that out.
Might need to check this load out. Look how nice and melted that cheese
is.
is. There we go.
That's great, Chef.
We have our salad ready to go. We have our mimosas. And next we're gonna be doing our Tuscan Benedict. Timing is a little bit different between each poached egg. You're looking at about a little over a minute and a half for your poached soft. You're looking closer to 2 minutes for your medium, 2.5 minutes for mid-well, and then probably about 2.5 to 3 for a poached hard. Again, the eggs we gave you are the same as here, but at this grocery store, the smaller ones are gonna cook faster, larger ones are gonna cook slower. If your water level is really low, your eggs are gonna cook faster. You just want it at a light simmer. Your boiling eggs is not gonna turn out well. They're gonna get agitated. They're just gonna be really hard. Boiling water is for, you know, hard-boiled eggs. So.
I think we've seen that, again, a lot of care goes into this dish. There's there's a lot of effort. There's a lot of, I don't want to say kindness, but again, it is, we're kind to our food, baby.
It's love.
It's love. It's love. Love that goes into our food. Peace, love, and pancakes.
So if you do add more water to your poach pot, you might want to add a little more vinegar. But what we're going to do is we're about to build our Tuscan Benedict. So if you have 2 hands in your kitchen, this is a perfect time. Someone could be poaching eggs. Someone could be working the Tuscan, you know, everything like that. So we are going to turn on a different skillet. If you have the same skillet you're using for the hash, that's fine. If you have a toaster, you can toast your muffins in there for your English muffins, but we're going to get our ingredients out. We gave you some fresh tomatoes. Some of you have some sliced tomatoes ready to go. So my lovely sous chef, Brennan is going to cut up some fresh tomatoes, probably about a 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick. I'm not a tomato person myself.
I'm a tomato person.
So he's a tomato person. So, oops, sorry. So someone's cutting the tomatoes. We're going to be working our English muffins. So actually our English muffins come from Aspen Baking Company, straight out of Denver. Lovely company. We get our fresh bread about 3 times a week at all of the Urban Egg locations. So we have our lovely multigrain bread, our sourdough, rye, French baguettes, you name it.
It's a really incredible bread.
It is.
The people over there are fantastic. We love the Aspen Bread Company. They have a really cool story. The gentleman that owns Aspen Bread Company was working, again, in San Francisco for a long time. I think he was working at Bouchon or the big bakery out there, and he came back to Denver, could not find a sourdough that he liked. So he went back to San Francisco, worked at the bakery for 6 months, kind of volunteered, just wanted to learn how they made their sourdough, and then ended up driving back from California with that yeast from the mother yeast in California, and it's still the same yeast they use to this day in Denver 30 years later. They feed it every morning. It's just cool. It's cool.
It was really nice. So what we're going to do, someone's getting our Tuscan set up ready. We're going to go ahead and poach some more eggs, give that water another stir. Again, not too aggressive. So again, flat surface. I don't like banging against the pot. That's going to make it dirty. There's a chance you're going to crack the yolk. So
Tatum's. If you get a shell in your pot, sir?
If you get a shell in your pot, that's no worries. You can pick it out with your spoon. You can use the eggshell that you just used. So
the eggshell usually works the best I've seen.
Exactly. So we're going to crack that in there again. Low and steady. Drop that in there. So we're going to go ahead and do 4. And as you can see, that water is spinning. We're just barely dropping the egg in there. We're not throwing it from up high, not throwing it too close to water. Please do not burn yourself.
Be careful.
Be careful. So we have our 4 eggs in there. So the more eggs you add to your water, the more it's going to cool down. So
we're adding volume.
We're adding volume. We're adding a different temperature. You know, we're adding, you know, refrigerated eggs to your hot water. So you want to do it low and steady. See, now it's just kind of working. Those egg whites are cooking faster than the yolk. So we can kind of let those, look at those. So perfect. So at Urban Egg Restaurants, you will see us in the kitchen with 4 different pots of poached eggs going constantly. So
green onions are delightful, and we're going to use those to garnish our loaded hash brown at the end.
Exactly.
The reason we are doing that is we don't, we do not want those green onions to wilt and kind of overcook. We like that fresh bite, so we use those to garnish at the end. We do not want to do fresh water every time we poach because it's going to take so much time.
It is.
The beauty of a perforated spoon that Chef is using is you can pull the egg out, the water drains, same water, same hot water. You have that vinegar, you have that water, so we're doing really good.
Exactly. So we're going to let those roll. And again, you don't want to put your eggs straight onto your Benedict because there's a lot of water and moisture still on the egg.
We don't like that vinegar flavor.
We don't want the vinegar flavor to, be, transferring over to our Benedict. So we have our pan really nice here. You can add butter to toast your bread. However you like to toast your bread is totally fine. We're just going to use a little oil right there. So we're going to be toasting our English muffins, again, from Aspen Baking.
Aspen.
So we're going to get those at a nice golden brown. Next, we're going to be searing our tomatoes. You don't have to sear your tomatoes. You could, if you like them raw, that's totally fine. At Urban Eggs, we give a light sear on our tomatoes and our prosciutto. So once again, we're cooking.
Don't tell the Italians.
Don't tell the Italians we're cooking prosciutto.
And we love our Aspen Bread Company. Again, a local supplier that we really, really enjoy. A lot of our guests are gluten-free and fabulous, as I say. And we use Debbie from Denver, her gluten-free muffins. They're incredible. So if you're ever looking for a gluten-free Benedict, it's again, we take a lot of pride in our local suppliers. We have great gluten-free muffins and ability to do that. So just ask your local store.
Exactly. So how's everyone's poached eggs doing? We checking in with that?
Are we good on poached eggs, everybody? Ron and Steve are looking good.
Look,
Thumbs up. Who's the guy or girl that really want to learn the poach? Are they stoked? Are they happy? Ron and Steve.
Ron and Steve are stoked.
There you go, baby.
That's awesome. So we got our English muffins toasting right now. Brendan got our sliced tomatoes going. We have our raw prosciutto that's ready to go right here. Again, you don't have to cook it if you don't want to. We are going to do a light sear on it just to get that, get that flavors going and get those oils going.
We like hot food.
We do. We love hot food. So do a little cleanup. We're about to get to it. I know you have a few extra ramekins of creme fraiche, green onions. Those are all going to be toppings when we finish our plates. Our balsamic as well. So check in on our poached. And again, we really want you guys to share.
Nice and gentle.
Nice and gentle. We want you to share your photos, your videos, cooking with your family and friends, drinking mimosas. So go and share it on Instagram or our Facebook. You can hashtag We Are Urban Egg, or we can hashtag America's Best Breakfast.
Yeah.
America's Best Breakfast. So
tag Chef JC Castor,
Chef,
tag Urban Egg. I can't wait to see how you all plate your dishes.
So those are looking real nice. And you said your
eggs look great.
Look at that.
That's that medium jiggle right there.
That's that medium jiggle.
That's
Show
solid.
us. Yeah, got that. Got a little jiggle.
Still a little loose, a little loose, but we're dancing. We're dancing.
So that's going to be perfect. So we're going to pull out our eggs, and again, we're going to set them on a separate plate. We do not want to add these straight to the Benedict because they will, you see that water coming off the plate.
And again, all these eggs look a little different. That's because we don't cook our eggs in silicone or in a convection oven.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So again, we're doing things by hand. We're doing things with craft and care. We're not cutting any corners. So again, that's why you're going to see these eggs have a little bit of variance. Not every egg's going to look the same, but gosh darn.
Look at those.
Wiggle it, wiggle it, wiggle it.
Perfect. Exactly. So we're going to set those eggs aside, and we're going to start building our system. So as few of you might have like, 3 or 4 people, you're going to be continuing to poach eggs. That's totally fine. We're going to start building our Tuscan Benedict. So our English muffins are getting nice and toasted. Oh, look at that. You can smell it too. You can smell that stuff. So
every time you smell something delicious. Sorry, coronavirus.
So we're going to start grabbing our plates. We can start cleaning up our area, getting ready to.
That's what the sous chef's here for.
Get a little cleanup going. Got a few plates right here. Awesome. Does anybody have questions so far before we start garnishing, before we start plating?
We're getting ready to start plating. Everyone feeling good out there?
Should we slow down and talk about something else?
Good.
Got a thumbs up. I think everyone's doing good. So we have our lovely toasted English muffins. We got a lovely English muffins right there. So same pan. Just going to give this a little wipe.
So again, you don't want to, again, almost like the question with same water, if we can use the same pan, again, less dishes.
Exactly.
In the kitchen, we're trying to be efficient, take as much, make as much space, much use of the space as possible.
Exactly. So we got our tomatoes going onto the skillet. We got our prosciutto going straight on right there. You hear that nice sizzle?
It's talking to us.
It's talking.
What's it saying? I love you. I can't wait to eat it.
Need 2 more pieces of prosciutto.
What do you got going on over there? But she's tasting as she goes. We like that. That's how you're supposed to do it.
How we doing? Doc and Karen, I know you're there. How are y'all doing? Thumbs up.
All right,
looks good.
All right.
Awesome. So we got our pan going. Ooh, very nice.
It's talking to us. Put that next to the microphone. Can everyone hear that? That's your food. Is that
too loud?
Thank you. That's wonderful.
That's what we want right there. So we're getting ready to plate up. It smells so good, doesn't it? So we're going to turn the poach water off if you're done with poach. If not, keep going, keep practicing. We would love to see your photos.
We gave you extra eggs. You're going to lose eggs. If I'm poaching eggs, it's an atrocity. So great job. You're doing awesome.
Awesome. So prosciutto and tomatoes are going right now. We're going to start plating up. So we got our salad ready to go.
Salad's ready. Muffins are down.
Muffins are down for a place.
Eggs are poached. Hash browns.
Look at those hash.
Ew.
Look at those hash. And again, we're going to start garnishing here in a minute.
You was a little loud, everybody.
So nice little sear on these tomatoes. We also have some fresh basil for you right there.
We love basil. Cool thing about our basil, I know we're all eating on patios right now, and we cannot thank you enough for braving the cold, putting your jackets on. Next time you're at an Urban Egg patio, look around. You'll probably see a really cool herb box. We grow a lot of our own herbs: basil, lavender, thyme, mint. So it's really unique. Shout out to the Johnstown team. Chef Zach, you crush it up there. My mom loves you a ton. Chef Justin uses the heck out of his. So again, it's a very unique thing that we try to do in our restaurants, local, growing our own things here and there. Again, it's super fun and it's unique and something we're really proud of.
Exactly. So, all right, just to recap, is everybody good for plating? We get a thumbs up for plating.
I see
cool.
I see a prop coming. Okay, we're good.
Awesome. So again, just to recap, we have our hollandaise ready to go. We have our loaded hash browns, really nice and melted. Again, we're going to garnish those here in a second. We have our salad ready to go, and we have our Tuscan cooking. So we're about ready right now.
Chef, we may need our prepped hollandaise here shortly.
We get the hollandaise back over? All right, so again,
tomato.
Chef hands, you can use tongs.
Yep.
We're gonna do tomatoes. Ooh, look at that steam. Can y'all see that steam?
Dangerous.
Very nice, very nice. Then we're gonna do two different methods just in case you like. So we have our cooked prosciutto. You can see that nice browning. You can get that
nice and hot.
Very nice and hot on top of there.
Smells so good.
And then we're gonna do one raw. I'll do the raw one. We'll do the raw right there.
We're gonna put our beautiful prosciutto on top of our. We're gonna put the basil on top of our beautiful prosciutto. One thing we like to do is sometimes, maybe you'll offset the basil a little bit so you can see it under your beautiful egg and under that hollandaise.
That's still mine.
You can put it right flat there on there if you just want to get all those flavors. But again, I mean, I love fresh basil and the flavors and the brightness that this brings to a dish is super fun.
Exactly. So we got that. We got this going. Can I have that other plate behind you, the oval? Sorry, guys, we're getting a little space for our presentation real quick. Does anybody have any questions?
Everyone feeling good? We're almost there.
All right, so this is what we're gonna do. We got our loaded hash ready to go.
Split that up.
Split that up. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Brendan and I are gonna be splitting
plate
this.
those, Chef. I'll plate those up.
Exactly. So.
Pardon me. Excuse me. Spatch me, Chef.
Spatula, heard. All right, so here's the ingredients we haven't touched yet. We got our creme fraiche. We have our green onions, and we have our balsamic reduction. Okay? Brennan, drizzle master.
All right.
You're gonna start off with the creme fraiche right on top of there.
So everyone, I really love to drizzle for shizzle. So we're gonna do it nice and slow. It's kind of hard in your tin here. Look at this. Oh my God, it's tough to drizzle. I'm gonna take a spoon and we're gonna audible. Drizzle.
Drizzle.
Drizzle. Drizzle.
Very nice. Then we have our.
You can tell this is live. Drizzle. Drizzle.
Please show us y'all's drizzles. We would really love to see that. Really want to see someone up Brennan right now. All right.
Yeah, shouldn't be hard.
Should be hard. All right, we have our bite-sized green onions just to add some freshness to there, add a little bit more texture.
So there's those green onions. Again, just nice and pop of color and again, bright freshness.
Bright freshness there. So now that our eggs have rested for a little bit, you can still use a spoon. You can use your hand. I'm going to use my hand real quick. Just going to place those right on top of there. And you see that there's not a lot of water going around the edges. You're not spilling stuff everywhere. There's not a lot of water in the poached. Again, you have so many different levels. If you like your eggs cooked all the way, poach them hard, no problem there. All right, so the star of the show, our hollandaise.
Chef Jay, here we go.
Look at that, still going good, still going good.
Awesome.
So again, your balsamic is going to be enough for your salad and your Tuscan.
Drizzle redemption.
Drizzle redemption. Let's do the salad first.
I'll let you do the holly.
Okay, we'll do this. Let's do the salad first.
Okay, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir.
Get a nice drizzle on top of that salad.
I'm trying to go high for the drizzle. Slow, slow. There we go. That was better. That was better. Take two.
Perfect. Then we have our lovely hollandaise. Again, look at that. So we're just going to grab a little bit. Again, if you want more holly on top of that, that's totally fine. If not, we're just gonna dress the egg just like that. Look at that.
Nice.
Look at it just drip over.
Now I'm using a little spoon to try and drizzle because I think it gives me a little more control.
Little bit of holly.
All right, so sorry, then I'm taking that balsamic, I'm working it, and then the chef. Yeah. There you go, a little bit like that. Nice, nice. If you want to make those sounds as you drizzle as well.
You got it. Yeah.
Ciao.
You got to make the sounds.
It's a big deal. Come on, work with me.
All right, look at that. So we have our loaded hash browns for 4. We got our Tuscan Benedict fully dressed, that perfect Hollandaise on top. You're practicing poaching your eggs.
We're looking good. Everyone, if you could show us your plates, we'd love to see them. Let's show off and see how you're doing.
Perfect. Bring those over. Yeah, just in the middle. All right. So as we start to wrap this up, let's get your last questions in for us or anything like that. Again, we can't wait to see your photos. Again, hashtag We Are Urban Egg. Right, Steve, looking good.
Everyone's looking awesome. Rhonda's looks
Rhonda's.
awesome.
Mike and Megan.
Everyone looking killer, man. Very awesome.
So proud of you guys. So proud of you guys.
Aaron's great. Everyone's looking good.
Nice job.
Well, we cannot thank you enough for partaking with this. I would like to thank Chef Justin and just say thank you for putting this all together and really being the mastermind behind this. Join us on New Year's Day, 1/1/21. Hopefully be the last time you ever have to cook at home because we miss you in our dining rooms.
We do.
We love cooking over home. A little overrated. We like to cook for you. But again, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Chef Justin. Thank you to our marketing team, Amy, Tatum, Jamie,
Scott for helping us out.
Chef Scott, Chef Cornell downtown, Sean for letting us use your space. We are so thankful that we're able to do this with you. It was our first time. We did it. Thank you. Cheers.
We're going to show you the truck.
We're going to show you the truck. Me and Justin are clocking out just mimosas.
Thank you so much.
Nice job, guys.
Yeah.
Awesome job, guys.
Mike and Megan, I want to see the baby.
She's in bed now.
Hi.
And then
That was so fun. I think once you know how to cook hollandaise, you're a hit with everybody, whether it's over asparagus
I don't know if
or
they're
eggs.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a Q&A.
Okay.
That was really fun. Thanks for doing it. Cam's so big.
Thanks, guys. That was incredible. We had a great time. Good
That
luck,
was
Greg.
so fun.
I think that was cool.
Everyone was like, it's like I'm watching the Food Network.
I know. Neat stuff. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Brenna and Cam was watching you.
Oh, there's Cam. Cam the man.
What?
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Camden.
Who's that?
That's Nanny.
Nanny.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. It was great to see everyone.
Bye. Thank you. It was wonderful.
Take care.
Who's watching you, Nanny?
Bye.